Today, we're going to be showing how you can use multiplication to help with your division. We will be using area models on the base 10 grid paper to help explain it. First, let's start with 37 divided by 10. It's important to understand what each number represents. 37 is our dividend. Our dividend is the number that is being divided. In this case, we have 37. And we are going to be dividing that by our divisor, which is the second number, which is here, which is our 10. The divisor tells us how many will be in each group. The first thing I need to do is I need to be able to understand how big my group is going to be. I'm going to do that by labeling here on the outside with a line. I will go ahead and label from the top to each black line will be 10. So to my first black line is 10. No group will be larger than 10 because every group will have 10. And we cannot have any groups larger. It's important to remember that. All groups must be 10 or less because that is our divisor. Now I can think, how many times does 10 go into 30? We know that 10 goes into 30 3 times. So I go across 3. And I can go ahead and close my area here. We know that each group is 10, that I have 3 groups. And therefore, the area right there is equal to 30. If I take 30 away from 7, how much would I have left over? I still have my 7 ones left over. In order to represent that, I will shade in 7 boxes in one column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Notice that this does not make one full group of 10. Therefore, when I look to put my answer, my quotient for this problem, I look at how many full groups did I make of 10. I made 3 full groups of 10. And how much was remaining? 7. That becomes my remainder. My answer is then 3 remainder 7. Let's try that with a larger number. 87 divided by 10. Again, we look at our numbers. 87 is our dividend. That's the number that we will be dividing. What are we dividing it by? Groups of 10. I will label my outside 10 because that's how big each group will be. No group can be larger than my divisor. Now, how many times does 10 go into 80? We know we can count by tens, or we can multiply and know that 10 times 8 equals 80. I will go ahead and shade that in. I can label it on the outside. This is 10, this is 8, and my area equals 80. How much do I still have left over after that? I still have my ones, which there are 7 of. Again, I will take away the 7 by shading it in here in blue. Notice it is smaller than the group because I do not have enough to make a group of 10. So my quotient for this division problem, how many full groups of 10 did I get? 8. And how much did I have left over? I had these 7 left over. That is my remainder. 8 remainder 7. Let's try that again, and this time let's use a larger multiple of 10. Let's do 87 divided by 20. In this case, our dividend remained 87. We are still going to be dividing this number. However, our divisor has changed. Our divisor is now 20. That means that every group that we take out will have 20 in it. So I will represent that by labeling here 20. Every group will have 20 in it. No group will be larger. Now I have to think, how many times does 20 go into 80? I can use my multiplication. I know that 20 goes into 80 4 times. I'll go over 4, and then I will close my area here. I can go ahead and shade it in. And I know that 20 times 4 is 80. How much do I still have left over? I still have my 7 ones. I will go ahead and I will represent that by shading in 7 ones. And now I see that I have nothing left that I can take away from 87. I now look to see how many full groups of 20 did I take. You can see that I took away 4 groups of 20. So my quotient is 4 full groups with a remainder of 7, which is represented here.